Good evening. This is the evening of March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. As you can see, I'm in my green. The name Muldowney is supposedly Irish, so I do have some Irish blood on my side, but William Smith, one of my great-great-grandfathers on my mother's side, was British, and some of my father's ancestors were German. I learned about how St. Patrick taught how the shamrock, the native plant of Ireland, could be used to illustrate the Trinity when he was trying to educate the natives into Christianity. He illustrated how the three lobes, the three leaves of the shamrock, converge into the single stem and maintain themselves on that one stem. And that's another way of observing how the three persons in the Trinity are the one God. I had no parades today. There are some very large parades which always take place on St. Patrick's Day itself. New York, Chicago, and I think Savannah, Georgia. I was in Savannah, Georgia once long ago in 1980, but that was to appear as Dracula on a local TV show. I was in one St. Patrick's parade this year. On Saturday the 12th, I was in one in Wilmington, Delaware. For St. Patrick's parades or any other parade which is in the Irish mode, I do Irish Cinderella. You can imagine, if you can imagine Cinderella in a white gown, possibly trimmed all in green with a lot of gold, you'd have an idea how I looked. I've been in St. Patrick's parades as Irish Cinderella since 1991. The first one was in Atlantic City. From there, I went to Wilmington, Delaware, and Belmar, New Jersey. 2 times I was in Baltimore, Maryland. But now it's so difficult to get in touch with the people in charge in Baltimore that I've given up on it. The same way with Chicago, Philadelphia, and Savannah. I have no idea who is in charge of it, and I also have no idea how to get in contact with them so that I can be in those parades. Someone told me that the New York parade consists only of large group entries. There are no individual entries at all. It's come to my attention that a gentleman named Steve, while looking up his family tree, came across the name Carolyn Muldowney. Her maiden name was Graef, Graef, and she died in 1966. Well, indeed, there is a Carolyn Graef Muldowney. She was my grandmother on my father's side. So there's an answer to your question, Steve. I hope you enjoy it. I don't have any more parades until April 16th. Then that would be the Udog parade in Ocean City, New Jersey. That's their annual spring parade held right after the tax deadlines. I have not yet decided how I will dress for that one. As far as the one St. Patrick's Parade I was in, I did not win any prizes or awards because it was not a competition. One other time that I do Irish Cinderella is in September, when North Wildwood has an Irish Fall Festival one weekend in September. So I'm busy at work. I'm also doing some cake baking every once in a while, and I'm working hard on this white gown, which will have yellow and white satin roses, well, satin stitched embroidered roses in yellow and white. I hope I can get it finished in time for Memorial Day, when there's a parade in Virginia that I'm normally in. So I hope all of you of Irish ancestry used the holiday wisely. I mean, I've run across some people who use St. Patrick's Day only as an excuse to get drunk and behave irresponsibly. The first time I was in a St. Patrick's Parade in Atlantic City, I still had my purse with me, and I was in front of a float, and I asked two boys who were on the float to mind my purse, and they were very rude about it. They looked about 12 years old. When we got to the end of the route, I asked the boys for my purse back, and instead they threw it into the sand instead of simply handing it to me. Disgraceful. And in Wilmington, Delaware, this year, the parade I was in, when I reached the end of the route, there was a woman in the among the spectators who shouted, "You're the underdog! You're the underdog!" as though she couldn't believe that I was really there, although not dressed as underdog. So that's it for now. I hope you had a good St. Patrick's Day, and this weekend we'll be looking forward to the beginning of spring. Okay? Thanks to you all. Good night.